Welcome back, Geek Variant. So today we are talking about James Gunn's Superman trailer that just dropped today. So we're definitely gonna talk about it. Let's get into it. All right, we are here. It is me with Tony, all knower of things DC, and I am very, very interested to hear his take on everything that has been shown so far in the Superman trailer. So we're gonna go ahead and get this trailer loaded up, and we're gonna watch it, and then we're gonna talk about it. Got some Yamcha poses there, looking interesting. Looking like he done definitely been through some stuff. So, what do we think messed him up? It has to be something pretty massive.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Going for a loop. And we got the Clark Kent, definitely looking different from the Superman look.
And I like that. I think they both need to be distinctive.
He's in a place full of snow. This is where his fortress is, the Solitude.
The Fortress of Solitude? Yes.
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Back to the place that I belong. West Virginia.
Lex Luthor Core, looking massive.
I don't like. I wish they was just stuck with Lex Corps.
Just stuck with LexCorp.
Yeah. Luthor Corps is just too much.
Yeah, that's Hawk Girl. Some big beasts, whatever's going on in the background, a little eyeball thing.
Those are the Green Lanterns. That was Cal-X, his little robot friend from the Fortress of Solitude.
Okay.
That was Metamorpho. I know who that is. That's my boy. Smartest man. He gonna be the smartest man in the movie.
So, hey. All right, so we're definitely looking forward to this. All right, so I need your thoughts. Let's talk about freaking the Clark Kent versus Superman look. What do you think about the Clark Kent?
I've always thought that Superman and Clark Kent needed to look different. It never to me made sense why he would just take his glasses off and boom, oh, it's Superman. I understand they said he had the power, he could change the shape of his face. I'm like, no. I love the two distinct looks. He's not like Batman that could just put a mask on. His face is out there. So when you got one with a muffin top and you got another guy slick back hair, people are not going to know it's the same guy. So I'm loving the look. I will say that people have gotten this movie has gotten a lot of flack for the underwear on the outside, but I like the look. I think if you're going to start with a younger Superman, which this is, then you should go with his iconic Underoos look. I like it. Now, I will say that I do think eventually during the timeline, they're going to get rid of him, and he's going to go to the Henry Cavill look. I do think that's going to happen.
All right. Well, from what I know, and the way it was an interview done with James Gunn by, I believe, Brandon Davis, and
which I have not seen none of them.
Which they had talked about. He went up to the set and talked about why they use the trunks. And he was like, he wanted to make kind of like a super like a wrestler, heroic wrestler, so that kind of have that look. So that was something that was kind of in play with. Okay, you can see classic wrestlers like Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, and stuff like that who wore the tights. who wore the stuff outside of their gear to kind of give that look. So it makes sense. But again, I'm trying to figure out what time frame that they're doing this in. Is this more current 2024? Is it going to be a little bit back when he kind of
This
came up with the look?
when I was looking at the settings, like the Daily Planet, and I must give them a shout out that they actually got the globe on top of the building, which I love because that's iconic for Metropolis. I'm gonna say if we look at the furniture and everything in there, it looks back in time. It doesn't look like present day, like Ben Affleck present day or even Christian Bale. It's more like Silver Age Superman. If we go
Okay.
back and we look, because if we think about all the people that we saw in the Daily Planet, you focused on Lois Lane. She was the primary character you saw in there, but Jimmy was in there too.
Mm-hmm.
So his character, his pieces are there. So Jimmy looked young, so this has got to be like 3 or 4. Year 3 or 4 Superman, just like they did. Robert Pattinson was year 2, and
Mm-hmm.
this is giving you, as much as people know Superman and they know his backstory, we have never seen it. It's not like the pearls in the alley where we're tired of seeing that. You haven't really had a Superman origin story. And I don't think this will technically be an origin. I think it will give us more of a hey, I just stopped being Superboy and now I'm Superman
Mm-hmm.
type thing.
Oh, I can
But
definitely dig that.
and I think
All
that's what
right.
we need with Superman. Because just look how well the Batman did. You gave us a
Yeah.
young, not knowing what he doing Batman. Gave us a fresh character, and people loved it.
Yeah. It
Are
gives
they
them a
going to
chance to
give
make
this,
mistakes.
which he is? And if you look, we can tell in this movie that not everybody loves Superman. So this has to be a young Superman. When the guy, I don't know what he was thinking, threw a can of whatever at Superman. When bullets bounce off of this dude, and you hit him with a can of pears or something. I don't know what your thought process is, but that let me know that yeah, this is a very young, and I'm trying to show you that I'm a good guy. Now we can also establish that him and Lex know of each other.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if they've met. We know they
Okay.
know of each other's shenanigans and what they do. We know this, but it hasn't been established from that. I mean, it was a 2.5 minute trailer. We don't know if they know each other. I will say that I don't know if when Lex had the gun, if he had a kryptonite bullet in it. Do we even
Okay.
know that kryptonite works? Do they even know how kryptonite works yet?
Yeah.
Like I
Has it
said,
has it been introduced?
everything's up in the air with this little short trailer that really it shows you characters like it showed you the I'm gonna call them the Justice League International because it's more like them than they are the Terrifics. Because if
Okay.
you look, Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, Miss Terrific all had on the same outfit, so they're a team. And I'm thinking it's run by Maxwell Lord. And if
Okay.
anybody knows who Maxwell Lord is, he's a big dude in the comics. So let me just talk about the characters for a minute. We
Yeah.
all
Go ahead.
saw Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
With with the cut. You got
I
the cut.
hate that look. I that that does not transfer over to the big screen. It did not. I hated how it looked. It just looked ridiculous. So, but that's what Guy is. I do like his outfit. I like all the costumes. I like how he's arrogant because that's Guy. Is Superman gonna do something to him? I don't know. Why are they coming in to see him? You see Hawk Girl, love her rendition,
That's it.
loved it. I mean, we only saw it for like 2 or 3 seconds, but just when I freeze frame and I look at it, I'm like, you know what? I can work with that. She got a big magical mace. I'm good with that. I will say that it took me a minute to realize who the Sith looking guy was. And then I realized that's Metamorpho because when you slow it
Then
down, you look at his shoulders and you can see the different textures, and you can say they have really done him differently because normally he's smooth skinned. That he in his body parts are just different colors. Now they're giving him actual textures and they're making him ugly, which makes sense because of what he went through. I like that. I
Okay.
like Metamorpho. Uh, but then it gets to my dude, Mr. Terrific, with the T spheres. Just we don't know he's protecting. We don't know who that is, but he is literally just standing there like, "What we doing? Why are you shooting at me? You're not
Oh
doing nothing
yeah,
to me."
he
It
looked like
was,
he was ready to throw some hands.
he was like and people don't understand the reason I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna down this mountain. Mr. Terrific is way smarter than Lex Luthor. Way smarter. And he could control his T spheres with just his thoughts. So eventually he gonna have one of the things just go around and knock everybody out. Because they do more things than just protect shields. They have all kind of weaponry in them. They do what he wants. Also, Mr. Terrific, you cannot photograph this man, which I think would be a great superpower to have. No electronic device can pick him up. I love that. So,
It's not.
um, we talked about Lois. I mean, it's Lois Lane. You really can't get her wrong.
Not that
Um,
she can really do
I,
her.
I will say that even though we saw her hug Superman, I kind of don't want the romance yet. I still want the Clarks being clumsy around her, trying to get her attention. You know what I'm saying?
I want the infatuation. So her have
I
the
can go with that
infatuation with Superman,
with
like
Superman and
she's
ignore
falling for
Clark
him. Yeah,
and ignore
exactly,
Clark. 100%.
exactly.
I don't want her right now to figure out, one and one is two. I don't want that. I think it's too early. Let it happen later on. Um, we got a shot of the Kent farm with Pa, which I'm glad that Pa Kent is still around, so that lets you know, young Superman. I love it. Um, if we think about where we saw Superman, I guess in handcuffs, we can't tell. His hands was locked, and you saw the two people with him.
Yeah.
The female, I'm gonna say, is the engineer.
Okay.
Remember, she was on my team. She's a BA. The one that's cloaked in black with the U on his chest. Let's think of all the characters that can physically harm Superman and make him look like Yamcha.
Is this with
No, no,
I
he's
could
not. He's not with the authority.
okay, yeah, I'm saying
You can't bring in
yeah,
Apollo
you're not
without
bringing yeah,
you can't bring in Apollo without having Midnighter. You
yeah.
can't. You can bring in the engineer. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say the person in black is Bizarro.
Ooh, okay.
Because if we look and we think about all the superhero shows and movies that we've got out, you always fight your opposite first. You can't bring in Zod. You can't bring in any other Kryptonians. It's too early. So Superman's opposite is Bizarro. Bizarro has all of Superman powers and just some are reversed. So he could body Superman
Hmm.
and he could make him look like that and coughin up his own blood. That's just a guess. It would make sense. Can't be Doomsday. Even though
Yeah, not gonna be doing
he had the goggles. Nah, you can't control Doomsday like that. So it's got to be Bizarro.
all right. What do you think about we also have crypto introduced in the scene stuff to bring him home. What do you
I,
crypto is
I
just
like
kind of a showpiece
no.
or is he gonna do
I,
something?
I like the rendition of Crypto. He's the little fun, playful dog, but also we know that dogs don't pay attention. So I'm thinking that Crypto is going to act up somehow. He's going to be like, you like in all shows, you got to have that one comic relief that does what they want that you can't ever tell what's going to happen. I think that's going to be Crypto. That yeah, he's taking Superman back to the Force of Solitude, but I'm really think he might have urinated on something and blew it up. I'm saying it's something is going to be with this dog. I have
Okay.
no faith at all in him being the good boy the entire movie.
Very well. So we got David Cornsweet, main playing Clark Kent, Superman.
Hmm.
Nicholas Holt is playing Lex Luthor, which
I think that's a
uh,
great choice.
I,
I think
I,
that's a
I like
great
his
choice.
looks with that. Rachel Brosnahan is playing Lois Lane. Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner stuff,
Yeah.
which I'm kind of thinking there's going to be a little bit of comic relief there with Nathan Fillion's character for just how he is as a person and as an actor.
The thing with Guy Gardner, he wasn't comical. He was just arrogant, and he thought he was the best at everything. Even though he's like the third best Green Lantern, or maybe fourth best if you count Kyle Rayner. I'm saying.
So yeah, so it remains to be seen how he's going to be looking. Isabella, I'm probably pronouncing her name Mercad. I think she played like Dora or something beforehand.
Yeah, she did.
Um, so seeing
It's a
her,
big
and
step
again,
up.
she looks great in a suit. So like I'm waiting to see,
I'm telling you
how she
now,
does.
if she pull that makes out a backpack, I'm gonna walk out the theater. I'm telling, I'm telling you now. Don't do it.
and, and then Edie, he played another character
Who was just
beforehand.
done dirty in one of those horrible X-Men movies. All of those
Your
movies are bad.
One
All
of
of
your
them.
favorite characters just done so
Dude,
dirty.
Darwin adapts to everything. Nothing can harm this dude. He fought the Hulk, and his body said the best way to survive is to not be here, and he teleported away. Come on now. Now, he's gonna do Mr. Terrific justice.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm
And
definitely
let's
like
not forget though, Metamorpho is my favorite character from Gotham, Victor Zaz. Anthony Kerrigan. He's Metamorpho. I think
all right.
I'm excited to see how he does this because he's a solid actor.
I'm excited to see how I do. Like the movie comes out in July, and again, it's going to be fantastic for the setup. For we got that and Fantastic Four both dropping during the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hyped for Superman. I definitely want to see how well they're going to place off because this is the live action resurgence of DC's universe. So they got to
If
come correct because
this
again,
if this fails, stick to animated. Stick to animated.
I mean, yeah,
It's
that's kind of what it is. Well, how much stuff is going to transfer, and again, how much stuff is going to transfer from live action to you know, from the animated to the live action? Because we saw in the last episode of Creature Commandos, we saw the Superman symbol being the one that is being used by James Gunn, so at that for his Superman, we saw it in that one. And again, this is a future that was seen. So, like, is that stuff going to? Is all this is
it's
canon,
supposed to
right?
be
So
connected. It's supposed to be
so
connected.
how much of it is connected? Are we going to see some of those characters transition to live action at some point? Maybe or not. I don't know. Like I said, something that remains to be seen. And with something that we talked about earlier with Batman, like, could Batman possibly, actually be part of this universe? I think that, with the way Batman is and depending on how everything works out with Superman, I think they definitely could fold Batman into this universe with no problem without having to cast a new one or something like that. Like, I think it should definitely be part of it. And again, you're able to show
Hmm.
the bright side of Metropolis and all this other stuff, and then you got the dark side of freaking Gotham, and eventually have the two come across. And you could do that with a cameo easily. So that you got Bruce Wayne has got business in Metropolis, and so
You
that
don't even
that
have to do
which
that. You could have Bruce just sitting in his back cave and say, "Yeah, I'm watching what's going on in Metropolis," and just have a blur going across his screen and say, "Yeah,
yeah,
I'm tracking him," and that's it. Just
yeah,
like he did
as
when
simple
they
as that.
met. Just like what he did when they met in the animated series, where Superman was peeked behind the mask, and then Bruce Wayne tagged him, and he didn't know it, and followed him on.
Hmm.
Come on now, loved it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So again, excited to see. Honestly, I don't want to see anything else. As far as I know, they're going to release more trailers over time. I don't want to see anything else as far as trailers go. So with that,
I don't really
uh,
watch trailers because they put a lot of nonsense in the trailers that aren't just not even in the movie, and it
yeah,
agitates me.
I think trying to throw people off, or
I don't care.
they
It's
change up some
agitating.
stuff. Yeah, so I just want to kind of see what they're going to do and how they're going to really proceed with the DCU. Because it's got to come out strong. It's got to come out
It's got
swinging.
to. I
Like, I'm
think they're
expecting
doing it
this to
right by
be,
doing a solo movie instead of a team up.
yeah.
I think they're doing it right.
So
That's
this is
how
about
that's how the
Superman.
MCU did it. That's how the MCU did it. Come out
Uh,
come out swinging bit with a heavy hitter.
Yeah, and especially with Superman being as profound of a character is, I'm expecting easily a 2 to 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
You know, like, no, I don't think anything short of that. But again,
I mean, you
I
got
trust
to
James
because
Gunn what he's doing
from
right
what
now.
I'm saying, these aren't cameo characters. Guy
Yeah,
Gardner and Miss Terrific and Hawk Girl. They're main side characters, so they're going to be in the movie a lot. So I did see
all
him
right.
fighting a dragon. I don't know what. I think that's just a generic dragon. kaiju, or what I think James called it.
Something that showed up somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Um, all right. So with Superman, again, what kind of villains are you expecting to see in the future of the DCU as far as showing up to face Superman?
I mean, beside the obvious of Lex Luthor, who needs to be a permanent fixture in all of his movies. He needs to be permanent. He doesn't need to be one movie here and then done. Luthor needs to be permanent for every movie that Superman is in going forward. Just have his role, increase. Have him on the side doing something. I don't care. Um, if we're gonna end with somebody though, I know the popular choice is Darkseid. I actually want the end movie to be Brainiac.
I would
I
go for
think
Brainiac.
I think Brainiac is more of a Superman villain than Darkseid. Darkseid is more of a Justice League villain. He's
Hmm.
more of a Earth villain for everybody. I think give me Brainiac. I don't think we can do Doomsday just because they gave us a cave troll the first time, and Superman and Lois did it so much better. Even Krypton did it better. So I don't think we can get Doomsday. I would love to see Brainiac. I think he's my guy. But again, Luther needs to be if you're giving me three movies, Luther needs to be in all three.
Okay.
In the third one, he can team up with Superman. They take down Brainiac. Oh, that's what I want.
Yeah, they'll put him in the suit.
Yeah, put him in the Lex suit, in the battle suit. Make it. He should have that in by the second movie. Because if they meet in this movie, he's now going to know Superman's capabilities, and he's always going to say, "I don't trust him," and he needs to then build the suit to battle Superman. Let Lex be the big bad in movie two, and then Brainiac come down.
All right.
I'm good with that.
I'm with it. Like I said, I trust in James Gunn and Pete Saffron and just what they're doing with the universe so far. Again, only
I don't
time
trust
will tell.
nobody. I don't trust none of them. They got to show
I
me. I put my trust in it the
I mean,
first time. I'm
so
not
so
doing it
far
again.
they've been from what they've shown me. I'm
Mm.
with it right now. I want them to continue to be on point.
Until I get a live action movie
You're
that I
waiting on that live
believe
action.
can carry this franchise, I'm not giving you my faith. I'm gonna say, okay, prove it.
Oh, I, I think he's going to prove it. I'm,
We're
I'm
gonna
I'm
see.
hoping for the best. I'm hoping for the best.
That's all I
All
got.
right. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. For by all means, if you enjoyed this far, make sure that you hit that lovely red subscribe button. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. What kind of villains that you want to see Superman kind of go up against? What other characters you want to see introduced within the new DCU?
Yep.
What
I know
other,
it's one thing. I know it's one
what's
thing
up?
we all can agree on. Iron Man sucks.
Hey, I was all about the Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'm gonna stick with those, and that's gonna let me watch James Gunn continue through his journey of creating successful, franchises with these comics because he does the research. So with that, we will catch you guys in the next one. Later.